What is the game of books? Well, the game of books is a gaming engine for reading. Think of it as a combination of Foursquare for books and Xbox Live gamer profiles for readers. Only you earn experience points for the things you encounter in the pages of a book, not real life, and earn badges for the books you read. The goal is to help engage kids around the discovery process of reading without messing with the heart of the reading experience that we all know and love. So now, sit back and let me tell you more about what we do. We call it the game of books.
What if I were to tell you that every book ever written were part of an invisible conspiracy? A great game being played by every reader since the invention of the written word. You see, growing up, I used to play adventure games. And Sierra Online, the greatest adventure game maker of all time, used to send out their games with these hint books. Except for they came with these little plastic lenses, and you had to have these plastic lenses in order to read the hints in the hint book. You held the plastic lens up against the page and you could see the words that were underneath. This fascinated me. I loved this. This was like having one book, but with two stories. One that you saw when you read it the first time, and the other one that you saw only when you had the right magic lens. For the last 5 years, we at the Book Genome Project have been using computers to explore the written word. And what we've found is that there is an instruction set for a previously undetectable game that's built into the very fabric of the written word. We call this the game of books. In the game of books, our readers gain levels and earn points by collecting these rare themes. Try to imagine that every chapter that an author writes is like a tiny box or a treasure chest that they have built for us and then left in it cool things for us to discover as we come along behind them. So in the first chapter, for example, it might be they've left us a dragon, or they've left us pirates and golds, or a vampire. What we've built is a tool for mapping which gifts show up in which books. So we look at the thematic makeup of a book and we say, is there lots of dragons? 15% dragons? No dragons? Our goal is to use our technology to create a unique and expansive game that not only promotes reading, but allows readers to share their experiences with each other through gameplay in a way that hasn't been before possible. But what do I mean by that? How exactly is the game played? Well, let's say you have a child who's reading a book. They start at the beginning, and before long they encounter a dark forest with scary trees, maybe a vampire or a werewolf, or something maybe more abstract like a love-struck gunfighter. And because it is an unusual event, when you arrive at this chapter and you open this box, you find that it contains a badge. It may be the Dangerous Romance badge. And you earn this badge by reading that book. And because we can compare millions of scenes across hundreds of thousands of books using computers, we know exactly how rare that scene is in publishing today. So, more common badges are worth less than more rare badges. The game of books has 3 parts aside from badges. The first of those are journeys, which is like choosing your game board. A reader starts by picking their journey. It might be the science fiction journey, the romance journey, maybe the savvy investor journey. You complete journeys by earning specific badges. So for example, on the science fiction journey, you might have to earn the space exploration badge, or the time travel badge, maybe the underwater cities badge. So you go to the science fiction shelf, your local library, or your bookstore, and you take out one of the other pieces of the game of books, which is an Android or iPhone app. So I go to the science fiction shelf, I take my book off the shelf, and I scan the barcode. And what I'm shown is a gaming card for that book. Now I don't need the app to play the game. But for those of us who do use it, what it basically has become is taking the discovery process around books and turning it into a bit of a scavenger hunt, a treasure hunt in the stacks of your library. We would very much like to see our friends not only sharing what badges they've earned on Facebook, but also journeys that they've created for each other or were created for them by their teachers or parents as part of a curriculum. But you notice that the badges is not the only information that's on that game card. We call it Reader Experience Points, or Reader XP. Reader XP is a way for me to compare my reading level to somebody else's. So for example, if I read a book that is 15% magical creatures, I will earn 15 magical creatures experience points. I read a lot of science fiction and fantasy. I know that I am a level 12 space exploration reader. I am also a level 3 vampire reader and a level 6 witches and wizards reader. However, I'm barely halfway to earning my first level in romantic encounters, and I'm nowhere near leveling up in police and murder investigations because I don't read romance and mysteries very much. Every book already has Reader XP. In fact, you already have a Reader XP level. It's just that I'm the only person in the room right now that happens to have the tools to know what my score is. We want to provide an additional reason for a reader to read adventurously and also to share that experience with others. The game of books can be incredibly engaging. Right now I'm reading a good fantasy novel, partly because I know it will level me up in the medieval weapons and combat. I care about this because I'm also playing the game with a friend of mine in the office. The consequences of my desire to level up before he does is that not only am I reading more, but I'm reading with a friend. The game of books is a combination of reading and card game. Every single book in our system gets its own unique digital card. We already have more than 100,000 gaming cards in the game of books today. What you are funding is the creation, production, and distribution of a starter kit for libraries, teachers, and parents. Now you can order a kit for yourself or for a library of your choice. We believe that what we're trying to do will help promote reading amongst all age groups. We also think that the biggest risk of failure for us is not getting the word out enough. There is a clock that began ticking down the instant I got onto this stage. And when we reach 0, we will have built something fantastic, at least the pathway for it, or we won't have. So if you like what we're trying to do, please consider backing us. If you're a reader, a librarian, a gamer that likes creative things, please consider backing us. Friend us on Facebook. However you decide to help, please help us get where we're trying to go. Thank you.